That is a lot of bad endings. Oh, that is so many bad endings. I'm not really sure what to make of that at the moment. 4 true ends, though. Maybe I'll get them. Depends if I have time. I don't know. No promises, but I guess we'll see. Hello, welcome back to Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. Last time we left off on a squish. A very red, very ominous squish. Oh boy. As soon as I try to get away from the smell, something soft creeps along the bottom of my foot. As I hesitantly look down, I realize the true identity of the putrid odor. It's a corpse. I'm not sure what type, but it's as big as my arm span. The body's slowly decaying and hasn't retained its original form, yet by its bulging round eyes and slightly extended tail fin, I can just barely tell it was a fish. I couldn't tell right away, but it has a silhouette similar to Pirarucu. Okay. I feel like I've seen the eerie glaring eyes characteristic of a freshwater fish. I feel sick. I move my foot slowly, and a small fragment of the corpse sticks to the bottom of my shoe, on the underside of which I notice something wriggling desperately. A slight sound of flapping wings departs from beside my ear, and I understand that the wriggling thing is an insect. Shaking chills run up my spine, as if someone had pressed ice onto it. I take a step back and drop my cell phone. The phone reacts with the backlight and the LCD screen coming on, illuminating the dead body. The syrupy dead body absorbs the light, and the winged insect that flees to avoid it. There is also a meandering white nematode that I seem not to notice. The backlight soon disappears, leaving the stench amidst the darkness. Shadows of the hideous insects are scorched into my retinas, and they sway like the light off a heat haze in the darkness. Oh god, okay. Something was creeping up from the pit of my stomach. Oh god, you know what? I feel like enduring it's probably the smart thing to do, but I think if I was thrown in that situation, I don't handle bad smells and stuff like that well. I have not had much reason. This fucking fly! Fuck you, fly! Go die! I haven't had enough reason to deal with this sort of... Taking off my headphones for a second. Something... Alright, right. I haven't had much of a reason to deal with this sort of thing very much. But I don't think I'd be able to take it. I'm just going to be realistic here in my decision. Because first time I'm just making decisions based on how I feel. I throw up everything that had welled up inside me. It doesn't all come up at once, taking 2-3 times of convulsing to get all the vomit out. Well, at least I don't have anything in there in case I can't suffocate on my vomit now. Yay! It was disgusting. Who would have thought? Still even more disgusting was the fact that the insects had gathered around my vomit as if it were a feast. Oh, to them it basically is a feast. What in the world was happening? Why did I have to relive these memories? I can't figure out the answer to my doubts, not at all. I cover my eyes with both hands. I couldn't have made it if I didn't. But shutting out my vision leaves my sense of smell, causing the smell of rotten water and stench of the dead body to become more intense, so I can cover my eyes. Wait, no, what is this? This is a place for the customers. It's really alright for this to be here? On top of that, I was in the middle of chasing Mari. Wasn't I? No, that isn't the problem. Strange enough that there's a place like this in the middle of the aquarium. Anyway, I have to get out of here. The stench is so overpowering, it's as if I could see it. I want to get out of here quickly, satisfying myself with the argument that it's a garbage dump or something. And that if I only get away, I'll be fine. At any rate, I can go back the way I came. No, that's no good. I might run into Himino. At this moment, I didn't want to see her face. We're making bad decisions already. Is the fly still there? Nope, fly's gone. Okay, good. Put my headphones back on. Oh boy. My eyes have just adjusted a bit to the darkness. I search for a way out. Here, the tanks are broken. The little remaining water stinking. The bodies of living things have tumbled out of here and there. I think about how happy I am I can't see right now. Even so, to find the exit, I'll have to look around. My nose has begun to go numb. Thanks to that, I'm somehow able to retain my sanity. Before long, I find a dim emergency light behind one of the tanks and heads towards it as if it was the last hope I could cling to. I feel squishing several times beneath my feet, but I try to ignore it and move on. As I move towards the emergency light, it seems the smell is becoming fainter. Huh? I get used to the scattered shards of glass and the rotten fish corpses just before I reach the door. The tip of my shoe feels as though it kicked something hard and something different from before. Wondering what I kicked, I casually look down. No. Okay, what is it now? I get the sensation that all the blood has stopped flowing through me, that my heart has stopped completely. Uh-oh, this can't be good. The round thing I kick has patches of hair, 2 eyes, a nose with a bone to it, and a mouth. All together it is. Oh, no. Don't. The round thing I kicked, yeah, it has a mouth. All together, it is a human face. Oh, God. Hey, Mayumi. You want some more trauma? Here's some more fucking trauma. Oh my goodness. Speaking accurately, it's a head rather than a face. It's completely lifeless and rolls away with a flopping sound when my foot touches it. Seeing the state the head is in, I begin to feel ill again despite having finally calmed down from before. Well, at least I don't have any more vomit. Of the white cranium, only the forehead area seems to be exposed. It seems this is new, and it has only begun to decay. No, for starters, there's no way a human head should be rolling around here. It's only my imagination. Or it has to be from some model, maybe. I haven't looked in the direction it was rolling. Convincing myself it wasn't actually a human head. It really is different, so there's no satisfying myself. I place my hands on the door in an attempt to escape. Unable to control my shaking hands, it takes 3 tries before I can open the door. It's a heavy fire door that is usually open. And into the darkness? Oh, this is... I step inside with my thoughts racing, and the atmosphere changes completely once more. I can hear the sound of the door closing behind me. Inside is a very clean place. The transparent water is tinted a faint blue, and inside float fantasy-like jellyfish. This is actually pretty cool. I'm not to aquariums very often, but having this sort of like colored tanks with the jellyfish in them and stuff. Countless pillar-shaped tanks are spread around, and the water shimmers as it reflects the light of the fluorescent lamp, red and yellow, green and purple, the jellyfish bodies diffusing light like a prism. In spite of the strange space I had reached, I'm fascinated by this shimmering live art display. Himeno, I mutter without thinking. Then I quickly shake my head, erasing the image of Himeno's face that appears in my mind. Earlier, she didn't come after me. After all, Himeno chose on her own to part ways from me. I'm sure it's because she dislikes me now, but it isn't something I should worry about. Even at a quick glance, I can say that there are various types of jellyfish in the tank. Having made efficient use of the small space, its charming area vividly expresses the starry sky as it is fitting of the name Manton Aquarium. Compared to the earlier Fish of the World booth, this one isn't the least bit in decay. I wonder if Mari came this way. Ooh, this is red now. I wonder what the red means. Going back is dangerous. I can't do anything by stopping here. I have to press on. I feel a bit worried about Himeno. All of a sudden, I'll go back. Ooh, do I want to go back through that again? I don't know. I sort of feel like I want to... If she really cares... I mean, I feel bad. I'm worried about her and stuff, but... What's the worst thing that could happen? I suppose she finds the dead fish. I mean, of course she could die, but... I know people are going to die, and I don't know if going back won't just get us both killed, too. The only reason I feel like there'd be any real threat to her would be the fact that I know that deaths are probably coming around one corner here or there. So I feel as though progress is probably where I want to go. Going back's dangerous, can't do anything by stopping here, I have to press on. And so I start towards the starry sky. I gaze in fascination to the right and left of me. If circumstances weren't what they were, I would have stopped and stared into each and every tank. The tanks lined up all together are beautiful enough, but each one is vivid like the night sky inlaid with jewels. Altogether there are 7 tanks. Each one holds a different type of jellyfish, some with poison, some without, categorized by the aspects of where they live. These are really beautiful. I stop and stand in the very center, between the 3rd and 4th of the tanks. I wonder if the last time we came, these tanks were here. Nakanobe Mari, my little sister. I lean back against one of the tanks and sit down. Wherever Mari's face appears in my mind, I lose all of my strength. If anyone saw me, I'd be embarrassed, but here, now in Manson Aquarium, there's no one else around. I heave a sigh and look up at the ceiling. For some reason, a large fan is revolving there. My memories of the last time we visited Manson Aquarium aren't all that bad. It was the first time in a long time all 4 of us had gone out as a family. Mari and I got along really well, and we always held hands as we walked. We would do things like play house or read picture books aloud. Mari was a bit more of a tomboy than I, and so even though I was the older sister, she was the one who gave the orders. Since it was the first time the 2 of us sisters went to the aquarium, it was natural for us to be excited. Just as one would expect, the first time Mari and I laid eyes on the creatures of the sea, we experienced fear, awe, and a sense of being deeply moved. The creatures we saw at that time have stayed with me as vivid memories. Happy memories, I still have plenty of them. But on a special day of all days, Mari and I ended up fighting. The rest proceeded just as I remembered. Since then, my parents buy me anything I want. However, I changed as well. I didn't really want anything anymore. Greed itself seemed to be just declined for me. Never really got excited for anything. That's why when my mother bought me boot sandals, I was happy. I was fascinated by the nostalgic ultramarine color. About 1 year after Mari disappeared, she stopped coming up in conversation. I don't know if my mother and father had just accepted it as a tragic accident, or if the sadness had slowly faded, but my new normal had begun. I had become an only child. But that is nothing more than an excuse I can't escape from. Mari, you're here, right? I wonder, is she really? I guess the only thing we really know is that things from her memory are starting to pop up in reality. In some way or form, we know that they are reality to some extent, because Himino picked up the thingamabob. Now, whether it's just coincidence, I guess that's just time will tell. Finally, it seems my strength has returned, and I stand up. Even though I ask no answer will come. The thundering ventilation fan in the ceiling is the only sound I can hear. It was almost the same time I stood up. Kya? A crack appeared in the glass of the tank behind me. Since the glass doesn't make any noise when it splits, I realize it's broken when the water splashes on my rear end. Water continues to flow out, gradually spreading to my feet. The amount of water from the tank is more than just puddles after a heavy downpour. Along with the water flowing forth, the jellyfish that had been in the tank until just a moment ago float out. In order to avoid contact with the water already soaking my sandals, I step back from the puddles without looking away. How? Why? As if to play further with my already bewildered mind, the tank behind me also cracks. Of course it does. Okay. And another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and then one more, nope. This time I hear the high-pitched noise of glass cracking. Following that, the tanks are each destroyed in turn. Being stuck in the middle of a passage, water's closing in on me from all sides, leaving me pressed in between. The edge of the water is steadily drawing near. What should I do? The words that slide from my mouth also flow away with the water. The colors of the tanks that had once been so vibrant now seem eerie to me. Among these jellyfish are poisonous ones. Even worse, some of them are fatal. Only thinking that, my legs begin to shake in fear. No. But no matter how frightened I become, I know I can't sit down. Okay, this is probably a very, very important choice. As if the area I am in is shrinking, water and jellyfish are both heading towards me. It's impossible for me to touch the floor. Well, this seems like a death sentence. I guess I should take my chance. I have no choice but to run straight through. I no longer have time for doubt. At a glance, the door on the opposite side is closer than one I came through. From here, the distance isn't too far to the interior door. Running at top speed should be enough to get to that one. I hesitate for a moment, grip my teeth and take off running. It's no more than 10 meters. It is a distance that should pose no trouble, even for someone like me who's tested below average in physical endurance. When I run about 5 meters, having just passed the 6th tank, I fall full force onto my back. The floor is very wet, so one might say this should have been expected. Okay, my bad. Thank you, game, for telling me I'm stupid. I appreciate it. No, this is disgusting. The water soaks through my skirt, quickly soaks my underwear. Okay. The tank water is in direct contact with the skin on my rear. It's cold and wet, uncomfortable, but unavoidable. When I put my hand on the floor to try to stand up, I discover that the action is a mistake. Ouch. Squeeze my eyes shut at the pain that feels like I've been stabbed by a cold metal needle. No, it doesn't just feel like it. I have been stabbed by something. Have I been stung by... Shaking, I shift my line of sight out to my hands. The jellyfish is covering my right hand. This might be a bad end. At the moment, I get upset that I can't feel the coldness of the water around my right hand. I got stung. What do I do? Someone! The pamphlet introducing the jellyfish had gotten mixed up with the pieces of glass from the tank. Man of War. I noticed the name without much of a reaction, but it had to be a poisonous one to be called that. There have also been incidents of fatalities. Fatalities. Poison. Oh, what do I do if I've been stung? Do I clean it? Is it bad if I don't clean it? I can feel my pulse quickening. I wonder if it's the poison making its way through me. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? When I try to will myself to calm down, my impatience ramps up. Someone help me! Something happening? And so everything a little bit more blurry. Everything blurry. I try to use my pulsating right hand for support to push myself up. I slide in the puddle and I can't stand. It hurts, it really hurts. But water in the area where I began to stung in an attempt to rinse it out. However, the opening of the wound stings and startles me. I need fresh water. Trying to apply pressure to the vein, I tightly grip the area where I'd been stung. Dad. Mom, Himino, Mari. Wanting to be saved, I call as loudly as I can. However, in reality, my voice has already grown hoarse. The corners of my eyes grow hot, and from them fall individual droplets. No, I'm going to die. My voice is no longer really a voice at all. Before long, an electric shock runs through my right hands. The subsiding of the intense pain brings my senses back to me, but my voice will no longer come out. Even when I try to think of something, nothing happens except a sensation of pain whirling inside of me that fills me to the brim. Unable to control my body, I fall to the ground, first my head, then my chest. From my stomach to my feet, having fallen on my face, half my body is submerged in water. My heartbeat quickens. I become acutely aware of the flow of my blood. Unable to stand it, I vomit. The very idea of being unable to endure it no longer occurs to me. Even so, the poison won't be expelled from my body. I just vomited. Why do I have to vomit now? My entire being becoming numb is proof that my blood has been pumping so quickly it has worn down my veins. Wanting to rinse out the remaining vomit in my mouth, I suck in water. It tastes like salt. With my body, I'm struggling with all I have. On the outside, my shell has long exceeded the limits of stamina. Blood is soaking through the capillaries in my eyeballs, and the puddles spreading on the floor are pierced with red. Gradually, I stop feeling the blood flow. Oh my, this really likes describing. I'm just gonna assume this is a bad end, but my goodness, it's really in detail for the death here. Oh, is it because my heart has stopped or because my consciousness has disappeared? Either way, my consciousness stops and fades into the darkness. The same simplicity that a ventilation fan spews out old air. My breath is evacuated from my body. When I come to, I'm still gazing at the cylindrical tank, vacantly, thinking nothing other than, I wonder if something's in there. I just stare into that tank. I have neither the urge to call out nor the desire to walk away, merely the sensation that my consciousness alone is floating along the rippling sea. Why on earth am I here anyways? That seems like a silhouette. Is that a silhouette of a person? Or is it just the broken tank? Huh. Why on earth am I here anyways? What have I come here to do? Whether I can't remember or there's no reason for from the beginning. The jellyfish are pretty. Especially this jellyfish. Its color is so bright. The voice that starts talking right in front of me catches my attention for some reason. I feel like I've heard it before somewhere. Well, who is it? I'm unable to remember clearly, seeing only a wavering face that won't come into focus. Anyway, Mayu. Where did she go? Mayu! Oh. The girl, she talked like she was looking for someone, poor thing. If she's lost someone here, she probably won't be able to find them. Oh, wait a second. Where is this to begin with? Swaying, swaying, softly, softly. Drip, drop, drip, drop. The sound of drops resonating all around me. Gradually ceasing to care, my consciousness melts into the water. I assume that means I'm dead? My form. Okay. Hey! Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute when she's dead. Oh. Why can't she always be that? Why does she have to die to be that cute? Oh, it's unfortunate. I fucked up. I clearly fucked up. So, this is what I'm going to assume would have happened. I assumed if I just stood still and waited for help, that Himino would have showed up and she would have saved me. So I'm gonna go do that because why not at this point? Okay, here I am. No, I can't think of anything. No, I can't think of anything. I'm becoming panicked. If I don't calm down, my thoughts swirling around so frantically. I'm getting even more confused. It's a vicious cycle. My sandals. They're getting dirty. Oh no, they're getting dirty! Oh, that's the worst possible thing that could be happening in this situation. It isn't the first thing that occurs to me, but regardless, it's my only clear thought. The puddles of waters are gradually getting closer, and I can't feel anything from the strange jellyfish. I feel my heartbeat speed up as my chest starts to hurt from nervousness. At this point, I have to run through without worrying about my sandals. Though they are sandals, the soles are strong. As long as the jellyfish don't jump, I probably won't get stung. Little by little, the safe spots are disappearing. I tightly pull my legs together, which makes me stagger. Let a small scream, straighten up a bit. With nothing behind me to lean against, I'm just about cornered. I wonder if I'll die of jellyfish poison. I mean, I wonder what that would be like. Oh my goodness, it could be this weird experience. It could be like I'm just losing all my sense of self and stuff. And for some reason, I just lose my memories, I suppose. For some reason. Rocked by waves of blended nervousness and fear, I carelessly entertain the line of thinking. Carelessly. You're being clever, game. You're being clever. The meter gauging my fear must be in full tilt. I think with a cool self-deprecation. You, from earlier. Uh-huh. The yell suddenly confuses me. Upon looking in the direction of the voice, I see that the door has been thrown open and a man is standing there. Oh shoot, why are your feet exposed? Now that can't be helped. This is definitely Hiyoshi-san. The man we had called names is now gently removing his shoes, tossing them over to me. My mind races as I catch them. They are thick-soled boots. Put those on and make your way over here. All the jellyfish floating have deadly poison, so be careful. I take off my sandals and put my feet into the boots, just as he tells me to. Size doesn't fit at all, but they are way too big, but not so big that I can't walk in them. I cautiously take a step, confirming it's alright, take my second and third step towards him, with my sandals in one hand. Thank you. Very much. I am very sorry. I'm sorry, Kenji. Thank you for saving me. I did not actually expect that to happen. I did not expect that to happen. I was quite sure Himino would be the one to show up. Just based on the other ending. You can thank me later. For now, don't look around. Just come towards me. I know my breathing is increasingly rough, and I get a little embarrassed. However, knowing some concessions will have to be made, I walk through the water and over the jellyfish. When I step on a jellyfish, I feel the squishing sensation through the shoes and shudder. There are shards of glass in the puddles. That makes me want to thank Yoshi-san for being considerate enough to lend me such strong shoes. I can walk through the remaining meter. Yoshi-san seems fairly close. Adjusting my breathing, I carefully take the remaining 3 steps. There was no mistake. My carelessness, I have overlooked a transparent jellyfish at my feet. Even though I can't see it, I clearly feel it. The baggy boots I am wearing throw off my balance. At this rate, I will end up on my butt. If I fall now, all the help I have received will be for nothing. Because apparently falling down means I die immediately. Watch out. However, my body is supported by some strength that pulls me back. Yoshi-san's right hand has grabbed my left wrist. It was a close one. Just like that, I had been pulled out of the room with the broken tanks. As soon as I was out of danger, Yoshi gave me a mighty pull and shut the fire door. Thank you very much. Oh, is this the gift store, or... Oh, no, I need to focus on the gift store now. Oh, this is the place from her memory, too, isn't it? This is... in front of the souvenir stand. More importantly, why are you here? Yoshi-san steadies me against the wall in front of the souvenir stand. The terror from a moment ago hasn't escaped through the heavy, dark gray emergency door. Isn't this Manton Aquarium? Besides, before I met up with you, Yoshi-san, there's so much... Yoshi-san just stares at me in my flustered state. Alright, calm down, Mayu-chan. A wry grin appears on Yoshi-san's face, and he motions in front of the souvenir stand before sitting down. Today I have nothing but bad memories in relation to the floor, so I merely lean against the wall. The gacha machines are still there, but the whole lineup is new. I don't know a single one of the products. End scene, apparently. I guess that's what it means, maybe? Possibly? I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting, I'm not sure, interesting scene transition. Not entirely sure what it means. Does it mean I'm safe? Is that what it means? You have successfully survived this segment. Well then, have you calmed down a bit? Yeah, thank you very much, Yoshi-san. Yeah, I'm glad, and call me by my first name. I don't really care about who's older and who's younger. Yoshi-san, Yoshi-san. Well, the first one seems a little bit more respectful, so I'm going to call him by the second one. What is it you know about this aquarium, Yoshi-san? Jeez, I told you can call me by my given name. The wry grin appears again, but there's nothing I can do. I have some hesitation about actually calling an older guy by his given name. I've only heard his first name once, so I don't really remember it. After that, Yoshi-san makes a serious face. I think of him as a lighthearted person, but as his mouth straightens, his face seems very focused. Well, it's fine. At any rate, there's only one thing I know. This is Manton Aquarium, but it's not Manton Aquarium. It's not Manton Aquarium? Something like that. I don't know the principle or the cause behind it, but this Manton Aquarium is on a distinct time axis from the one I visited, Wait. This Manton Aquarium is on a distinct time axis from the one you and I visited earlier. Mayu-chan, that's what I think. I can't think of it as anything else. Why do you know that? Why do you know that? Why do you know any of that? My goodness, I think my wrist cracked just from me shaking my hands. Like, why? Oh my goodness. A different time? Whether past or present, you could even call it a parallel world, Yoshi-san's adds. You can understand what he's saying, not in the least. Fine, parallel world, time axis, whatever. Whoop-de-dee, whoop-de-doo. Why do you know? That is the most concerning thing from, in my opinion. How do you know all of this, Yoshi-san? That is... Yoshi-san mumbles and snorts. He looks my way and smiles bitterly. Mayo-chan, didn't you meet any friends or acquaintances from long ago? Huh? On the contrary, you didn't see any staff or other customers, did you? His words seemed very enlightened. I couldn't think of a single thing. After all, I had just come from that experience firsthand. However, there is something that had bothered me as well. Yoshi-san had said a long time ago, Mari who hadn't changed since that day. But then why? I don't get it. That bit about a long time ago. Therefore, I rejected it. In doing so, I could affirm the fact that I had reunited with Mari. Is that so? Seems I said something a bit strange then. Oh, a little bit more than strange. As he looked away and says this, I have no response for him. Staying like that for a moment, Yoshi-san says, by the way, and continues speaking. I think what caused the glass in the jellyfish tank to rupture was an expansion of gas from something within the tank. How quickly would gas expand in a tank? The jellyfish, I assume, were in there constantly, so them being in the tank means... Was there another element added? If there's something else added, that means someone's trying to kill me, right? So the gas expanded and ruptured the tank from within? If we're thinking about the cause, right. Since there's no staff in the space-time distortion, then it's not strange for the oxygen modulator here to break down. I suppose that's another one, but... How do you know that much about this place? About how the tanks work in an aquarium? I know you said you're here a bit, but you don't work here or anything like that. Then it wasn't the work of ghosts? Mayumi, good job. You are very good at coming up with conclusions. To my murmuring, he had no answer. Even if we have to force ourselves, we should think positively, right? For us to come here and there to be ghosts, it's not something I can take. Can we get back to our original time axis or whatever the hell you're talking about? We can get back, definitely. Have you been here before? Yoshi-san asserts decisively, without looking me in the eye. Once again, he starts on the next topic with a quick, by the way. The girl that was with you, the one who seemed to be into occult and stuff, what happened to her? Oh, you mean Himino? Yeah, Himino-chan. Weren't you together? I inflate my cheeks without thinking about it. When he notices, I become embarrassed and look down. I rest my hands on my knees, moving them up and down and say, I don't know. You're pretty easy to read. Mai-chan, you got into an argument, did you? It has nothing to do with you, Yoshi-san. Still, you did get that there is something foul about this aquarium, right? Mai-chan, you experienced that yourself. At his words, the pang of pain surges through my chest. That room with the rotting corpses, sudden cracking the tank at the jellyfish booth. When I think that the same accidents could happen to Himino, I instinctively leap up. Speaking honestly, I had no desire to see Himino's face, but knowing that the whole aquarium is dangerous, I can't calm down. What ifs, imagining possibilities that make me want to cry. Wait a second, Mayu-chan. You must be tired from all that's happened. Moving quicker than I do, Hiyashi-san holds me back. I'll go look for Himino-chan for you. I'm more knowledgeable about this place. You wait here. I don't... thank you for saving me, but I don't really trust you at the moment. As he says this, Hiyashi-san gives a thumbs up. It was a mystery to me. We'd only just met today, and I guess we had an inconsequential conversation, so I wondered why he had come to rescue me. He's even showing concern for Himino. He was supposedly a total stranger, so why? And goodbye. Without hearing my response, he starts to walk away from where the jellyfish booth was. His face in his profile made me feel very reassured. Please wait out. I really don't trust him that much. I feel as though... maybe it's just because I know people can... It's another aspect, like, I know people can die. I know this has a ton of bad ends, like I looked at the beginning. I'm inclined to say, please wait, I'll go. Please, wait, I'll go. Somehow moving my heavy legs, I follow behind Hiyoshi-san. It would have been easier to leave it to Hiyoshi-san, however, Himeno is my best friend, so I can't believe we had fought. The reality can't be changed, so I want to go get her. And if I go with him, then at the very least, I can avoid any unpleasantness that comes from me, either one, being separated from him, from like another person, period, and two, anything possibly he does to, say, Himeno, or, I don't know, anyone else. Since the souvenir shop is near the entrance, Hiyoshi-san heads towards the closet tunnel tank. If Himeno is still in the building, then we need to look everywhere for her. If I'm able to catch up with Hiyoshi-san before he enters the tunnel, I'm able to do it before he enters the tunnel. I'm going to. Mai-chan, I told you to wait for me. I can't do that, because Himeno she's my friend. On hearing that, Hiyoshi-san gives me a patronizing look while grinning at me. Looking into the tunnel from the outside, I realize it hasn't changed from the Manson aquarium I'd seen earlier that day. Large fish like manta rays and sharks swim about. This is a very dangerous place to be if the tanks are going to start exploding. This is a very, very dangerous place to be. Just, it starts cracking, sharks burst through, chomp. This is the tunnel tank. If you two went in order earlier, then shouldn't we start with the first exhibit? I nod, as what Hiyoshi-san said is right. He adds right and walks on. I notice something there and pull him back. Look, over there. I say as I point to an area nearby that's visible from the entrance. As the silhouette becomes clearer on close observation, I become frightened. Something hops freely from side to side. It bounces about the tunnel numerous times and stops itself. After bouncing up and down the floor several times, it ceases to move, completely exhausted. Sounds like a fish. Straining my eyes from far away, I can see that it is a fish. From what I can see from 10 meters away, it has sharp fangs and its body is thin as a rail. That might be a cutlass fish. Okay. Yoshi-san mutters this, having laid eyes on the same thing I had. Still, fish aren't creatures that can hop up and down around in a room like that. Sounds very dangerous. At any rate, let's head inside. Should we ignore the weird thing or not? I don't know. Well, this is probably a good place to leave it off for today. So yeah, I'm thinking this is pretty interesting. It certainly can get very vivid in its bad endings, which isn't a bad thing, I suppose. It certainly makes them bad ends. Since there are 4 good ends, so I think I'm probably just going to keep making just choices that are... Hopefully I'm not like set on a path that are like only bad ends or anything. I'll keep making choices, and then if I die, I'll go back and make a different choice and stuff like that. And then try to get a good ending. And then, I'm liking this so far. I'm not 100% sold on finishing it. I'd say like 99% sold at this point. But, I think it's pretty good so far. So, I do think Mayo's a bit of an interesting character. She definitely feels like a player insert character, and her backstory and general disposition is a bit fleshed out. Though, because she's a player insert character, obviously, because you have to make decisions and stuff, and apply your own logic to why you're doing things. She does seem designed almost to have become numb because of her traumatic experiences in the past. That outside of some of the small things, like we saw in the opening, her personality is a bit evened out and stuff. I do think that this is quite interesting so far, and I will say, see you next time. Drive safely. Don't let the bed fish bite.